Okay, it's the 17th and this challenge is not looking good. Things haven't been going great for me at Westgate. There's probably a game going, but I'm not there. I'm in Bally's right now. Sahara, very unlikely there's a game before like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna play Bally's first and probably take the monorail down to Sahara later. I could call, see if there's a game. I have called in the past when I know for a fact there's a game running and no one has answered. So it's not the most reliable form of figuring out if there's a game. Maybe someone in the poker room will have Poker Atlas on their phone. I don't use apps at all. Even if I did, I wouldn't have Poker Atlas on my phone, the Mr. Pibb of poker information apps. But shout out to the gentleman in the Eddie Bauer sweatshirt. I was walking into Bally's from Paris, that hallway, a few nights ago. You were walking the opposite direction, never got your name, but we spoke for a minute. And shout out when I was cashing out at Bally's that night to the gentleman. I don't think you spoke a lot of English, but you made a hand motion like a camera and said YouTube. So been watching the channel. I appreciate you watching the channel, which is all English, some Spanish, and it didn't neither seem to be your language. Don't know exactly what tournament this is, but there was a main event satellite earlier and a main event flight today, so this might be the main event going on $1,700. Not looking good for the challenge, but we'll see. So I've played at Bally's, and me and my friends are going to a steakhouse that's open till 3 a.m. So it's like midnight right now. We're going to the steakhouse. I don't want to go to Sahara after because it closes at 4. I won't get there till like 2, might have to wait, and then it closes at 4. So after, I'm gonna go to Westgate, see if I can get a few hours, maybe end today and be at like 9 hours, needing like 31 in 4 days, which will be possible if games are running. I'll tell you the reason a little later. I promise I'll tell you the reason in this video, but gonna go to the steakhouse and then Westgate is the plan for now. Here it is, Herbs and Rye on West Sahara, not far west of the Strip. Parking could be tight. If you were coming here in a group, maybe all park at Sahara, parking's free, and then drive one car over here. Or if you're on the Strip, maybe take the monorail north to Sahara and then take an Uber here. It's only like half a mile. I don't know how much that costs, but those are 2 ways to avoid a ton of people parking. Parking's tight, not a lot of spots. All right, Herbs and Rye was very good. Between 5 and 8, and then between midnight and 3, half price, a bunch of items. So I had a pasta, I had the spicy mussels, and I had the sliders. And tax and tip, it was under 65 bucks, so pretty good value. I am now at Sahara. The diehards could tell by the parking garage. It is 1:58 when I turn the camera on, so I got 2 hours until they close the poker room. So I'm gonna get 2 hours here. 2 games going. Westgate only had 1, so probably just play here and either go home after this or go to a place that's not Sahara and Westgate. So it's looking like after today, 8 and change after 3 days, so not looking great. And I promise when I come back after these 2 hours, I will tell you why I'm doing this. All right, so when I got in, this was cool. We had 2 tables going. It condensed to 1. And it condensed to 1 after 3, and we close at 4. The room at Sahara closes at 4. So the floor called someone, and he said he'll let us play till 5. Awesome. The thing was, after 4, he has to lock his cage, his bank, behind the podium. He can't cash us out. So this happens. It happens at Venetian right now. It happens at Atlantic City, Harrah's Atlantic City. It gets to a certain point very late at night, and you have to go to the main cage to cash out. Another caveat that I never heard anywhere, though, he couldn't sell any more chips either. I don't know if that's the case in Venetian right now. Harrah's has so much money in the bank, in the well, in the table, that's never a problem. It's not just like the rows of chips in Harrah's Atlantic City. It kind of goes into the table, and there are just many, many stacks of like 20 chips standing upright, and as they need it, they bring it out into those rows that are, you know, so the chips are on their side. So there's a ton of chips in the table at Harrah's Atlantic City. That doesn't matter. So when he said this, I took out all the hundreds I had and bought green chips and put them in my pocket in case someone went broke between 4 and 5 and wanted to rebuy. Turns out the people who went broke were just mad and left instantly. It didn't matter, but we got to play till 5. Last hand ended at exactly 5, so it was very close to 3 hours. I'll put the exact amount up over there. So it's like almost 10 I have with 4 days left. It's not impossible, this challenge, but it is gonna take like tomorrow playing all day at Westgate and Sahara. And Sahara often doesn't have a game going before like 7, 8 o'clock, so I'll probably be at Westgate right when they open at 4. and maybe switch back and forth on the monorail or something. Drive, monorail, and I need like 10, 11 hours tomorrow to even keep it alive. I'm not even sure if there are games in these rooms on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday during football season, yes, definitely at Westgate. I'm not sure now that football season is over, but we'll see. But the point, which I've been telling you for 2 days, I would tell you, people often overlook rooms like this. Back in the day, Luxor, Excalibur, I barely played those rooms. They are a ton of fun. There is a ton of action. There are a ton of conversations, and it's like the Wild West. People get away with things, not like scummy things or malicious things, but, you know, we're forgiving to players, a string bet, people like showing one card, you know, people aren't on the lookout. Oh, he only showed one, not the other. This pot is mine. Kill his hand. Like, nothing like that happens. So people overlook these rooms, and people, you know, they say, oh, all these rooms closed in Vegas since Corona. Yeah, rooms have security. I see security lighting me up. Well, he doesn't see me yet, but there are still 15 rooms out here. Hold on a second. There are still 15 poker rooms in Vegas. They're just not all on the Strip. You know, there's Boulder Station, Golden Nugget. I don't know if you call Resorts World on the Strip. I don't even call Wynn and Mandalay on the Strip. I have a very small space for the Strip. Red Rock, Santa Fe, South Point. There are still 15 rooms, and these rooms like Westgate and Sahara get overlooked. They don't have a ton of tables. Some days nothing goes, but when something is going, it's often a ton of fun. These last two tables were a lot of fun. I wasn't on the other table, but when it broke and 3 guys came to ours, those guys were a ton of fun. The guy on my left was chatting with us. The 4 of us on our side of the table were chatting the entire time. There were pots. There were, if you look on my Twitter, you might have to scroll down a little, but I got some pictures of some very large 4 a.m. pots here at Sahara. So these rooms often get overlooked, and nothing, you know, promo related. Sahara doesn't have promos. They're just really fun, really social, really good games. And a lot of people don't even know, like a place like Sahara and Westgate, even that they even have poker. So I wanted to put in 40 hours in a week. I'm not sure I'll get the 40 hours at this point, and it doesn't look like the results are going to indicate how great of games they are, because I didn't do so well at Westgate last night. I lost over 400, but still going to try to complete the challenge, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I got it at the stadium in May.